Morning again, hope you're well. We are middle of the week. Just come out, we had to have a bit of a shuffle around with stock jobs. We were supposed to be weighing and assessing the ewe lambs this morning to put them on Auctions Plus on the online auction platform if I can get it out. But yeah, just to shuffle around with the agent, the guy that does them has sort of double booked, so that's all right. We're going to put that back a couple of days. So scanning ewes, preg scanning ewes tomorrow morning. So I'm just the boys moved one. We've essentially got two mobs at the moment. So the boys moved one mob home from our dairy block back to home yesterday morning while I was spraying, and so yeah, they're just right beside the yards. The other mob here, I'm just out the back farm here now. It's there just across the road. So what we need to do is we yard them the night before. It just allows them to empty out and just those sort of 10 or 12 hours off feed and water, just so yeah, it shows up on the scanner a bit better. So just tossing up what to do here, whether I just bring them across the road here now and lock them in one of the containment areas for the day. Yeah, and then I can just come back out tonight or late this evening. I'm just conscious sorry, the sun's probably blinding you there. Just conscious, I don't think it's going to be as hot today as what it's been. If I just, while I'm talking to you, have a look, bring the weather up. So yeah, just thinking, so we're not moving them in the heat of the day, we might bring them over now into the shade, and yeah, they can. So only 30 degrees today. So it got to about 35 yesterday. So we could just bring them over before dark and yard them, which I'm thinking may be a better option, and that'll save a bit of mucking around perhaps. Yeah, we've got the ewe lambs here close to the yards, and also what else have we got? Oh, we've got some other ewes and lambs that have got ewes with some of those late lambs that are in another little mob there, so I sort of don't want to box them together either. So yeah, we'll just try and I'll have a bit of a shuffle around here and see what I can work out, but we might even shift those little mob of ewes and lambs and lock them in the containment, and then we can put the other ewes in, the ewes to be scanned in their paddock. So we might even do that, and then they'll be close, handy at the yards, and it'll only take me 10 or 15 minutes to yard them tonight. So yeah, anyway, got a little bit of spraying left to do. Brendan's got today off, he's just gone to Melbourne. Tony's he's got the little linkage sprayer and the boom on the sun's in a really bad spot, and the linkage boom, the boom on the front of the front end loader. He's just spraying some patches of burrs and that sort of stuff. The boys got the fire breaks raked yesterday, so I had a couple of meetings yesterday lunchtime, so in town that I had to go to, but Brendan actually started, and we'll have a look in time. I may even end up there this afternoon on the laser bucket just at our dairy block. We started just filling a couple of channels in a while ago, and just trying to square things up a little bit there. It's a little bit of a rabbit warren, so we've just, yeah, he started there just shifting a bit of dirt and filling a few drains in. So sorry, I'm just driving around in circles here. Yeah, so we'll keep doing that, and with it doesn't sort of look like it's going to rain, we'll yeah, try and get that bit of regrading done over there this week. We might sort of, once he's back tomorrow, we might just swing into that and get it done, and then if it does rain later on, it's done. So yeah, anyway, there's yeah, as usual, there's enough happening.
Eavesdropping?
So we've got Miranda back looking at the Ross. What was I going to say? The sedge hasn't really been a drama yet.
No. I think we're lucky, John, like it's only in, as you said, potentially when you work.
Yeah, when they disc it.
Yeah, when you disc it, it's just little misses. So.
Yeah.
There are paddocks where I've had to come back with the Bazza Grand M CPA pass because it has been so thick.
Yeah.
And basically this isn't going to cause any dramas, but when it's very thick, it will just flatten the crop, which just gives you another headache at harvest.
Well, that other stuff's made it pretty sick.
Yeah,
because
well, exactly, yeah.
Like, look at usually it's got a big fat stem on it.
It does.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
And even you can see, I reckon, round the drains in spots it's still pretty sick.
Yeah. And look, if it was going to cause a drama, you'd already see rice flatten.
That's what I thought,
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, just looking at it, I think obviously the urea timing since that nitrogen application, it's grown. I reckon it's probably grown another half foot, nearly a foot since we PI, like did the
Yeah, for
test.
sure.
Because I remember coming in and it wasn't up to my waist, like it was a lot shorter than that.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Few heads starting to appear.
And yeah, that's in flowering now. So
Yeah, you can, I don't know, the camera might show it up. Yeah, the little white speckles or yellow speckles just starting to flower.
And then just there, looking down here, we can see, look, we've lost a couple of, like a few tillers.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just purely nitrogen deficiency.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, on the grand scheme of things, looking across, like it's held on to most of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it just adds to the complexity of that urea decision.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
All looks happy at the moment.
It's good water depth. Good, like I said, these hot days we're having, it's heating up this water, like you're getting heaps of penetration in there, the water's staying quite warm. We've obviously had a couple of cool nights and had another couple. Anything below that 15 degrees, you know, alarm bells, well, a concern. But at this stage, everyone's got their water nice and deep as they can.
Yeah.
And it's just buffering that, and then at the end of flowering, we're right then.
Right, yeah.
Past that critical period.
So we've still probably another week or 10 days, you reckon, before we get all the heads out?
Yep, I would say so.
Yeah. Could you, I don't know, I should have brought the thermometer. I wouldn't have said that water was, I don't know whether I'd swim in that.
It's actually cooler than I thought.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I went, oh.
That wouldn't be 15 degrees, I don't reckon. Would it?
Oh, it might be. It'd be 18 to 19. I'm just trying to think of the pool at home. Like it's usually
that's
27 or 28.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know whether I'd. Yeah.
But yeah, that main part of the water is to just buffer that, and usually it's going to stay those few degrees warmer than that air temperature at night.
That's what I was sort of thinking with the sunlight. It might be warmer than that, but it's
because it's not overly deep, so you think it would be warm. How much water have you got, or have you had coming onto it, John? How many megs?
I reckon there's 4 back onto it now, but we've had it back at 2.
Yeah.
We were away for a few days, so it sort of, there was a little bit coming on it, but the guys just sort of checked it and didn't,
So we'll just be focusing on now the armyworm flight.
Yep. Just check it weekly or so for armyworm and make sure.
Just something like this. It looks a bit ridiculous. People work on a square metre, and that's usually blokes that are saying that. I'm half the size of that,
right.
So I'll count. If I count, 8 armyworm in my little patch I do, it's out threshold. So then you just spread it apart like that,
and they should be floating on the water,
and you'll see them float. Now there can be some bloody tiny ones. Armyworm to the larvae or the eggs, I learnt this last year, can look very similar to the flower. So I was going like this last year looking and that's flowers. And in hindsight it was probably
armyworm.
Yeah.
Righto.
So just something to be aware of.
We know, we're learning.
Yep. The only other thing I noticed last year, particularly on the edges, you can get mice when the grains obviously mature more, and also stem borer. So what you'll find,
actually, we could go back over. There is a couple of white heads over where we came in.
I reckon if you almost pulled that stem apart, you'd see a little grub in there.
Yeah. Well, I noticed. I couldn't remember what you said the other day when we were talking about it, and I just noticed it and went, oh.
Yeah.
that's what it is, but I couldn't remember what you said. So
No economic disadvantage. Like it'll be one plant, very sporadic, just on the edge.
Just on the edge, yeah.
I've never seen them in the crop.
Yep.
It's purely just where they've obviously floated across on that water, and they've just landed on that plant. So not an issue, but it's just good to know that that's what that is.
Yeah. So mice, there's a few holes in the corn, which we're going to have a look in a minute, on the check banks. They'll generally start in the banks and move their way in. So probably not so much while it's got water on it's an issue.
No, it's just when it's matured more, and they've got that nice grain there.
Yeah.
They can chew.
Oh, I'll have to keep an eye on them too.
But hopefully the snakes will keep those at bay.
Yeah. Yep. The danger needles.
Yeah, that's it.
No, that's good.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, it's got a bit of height about it. It's good.
Get lost in here. Yeah, see, like, I don't even know what's even thought about throwing a second cob.
Yeah.
Really?
Because they've all, like that. Oh, that one feels alright.
Yeah.
That.
Throw energy from that into that.
Yeah. So it's hardly. It's going to be all right, but the kernels aren't great. So you can count how long and how round to give a yield estimate. I shouldn't have spoke because Marina's trying to count.
It was about 46 long, which, when I was counting these main ones the other week, you're looking at 50 plus.
Yep.
Or 55 plus.
Yep.
And then round.
So the concern we've got, and I have spoken about it, is the 2 cobs instead of just one. See, that plant's just got one, but his mate beside him's got 2, and the second one's not actually coming to all that much. So we don't know whether it's a genetic thing or environmental sort of conditions, or
but we'll find an answer.
We'll find an answer. We'll get there. We'll get to the bottom of it.
So yeah, we'll just touch base with the rep, supplier of the variety, and have a look at
might even try and get him to, he might even come out, maybe. We ask him nicely.
That'd be good.
Not that we've got acres and acres of corn in, but
it just helps having that knowledge. They've got all the trial data, all the different regions. Is it a factor because we've had that sort of cold beginning to the season, and now we've got that hot weather? Like maybe if we had this hot weather in December, would have made a difference.
It's been a bit cool for it maybe, but as far as, I don't know, what do you reckon with the grubs? So what damage, you just see that one there, is that as far as they'll generally go, is just take the end out of it, or will out of the cob?
Last year I had a block that we couldn't get a plane over the spraying. At the time we didn't know about the drones, so we couldn't spray. We were out tasseling, we had the pressure. So basically I'd pull apart a cob, and we had it down to, and it would already, it is this time of year, if not earlier, pretty much down to there.
Right.
So probably on average, you're losing a third of a cob.
So basically, it's like if they come in as a grub, what do they then just turn into a moth and then bugger off? Or? Yeah,
well, as far as I'm aware, they just come in, feed, and then obviously they must just go off and turn into a moth eventually.
Yeah.
Obviously our concerns are grubs. The best time to get them is that tasseling phase, and that's purely when you can get them. They're not inside the cob like you'll see now, they're obviously just burrowing in. Like here for example, there's a perfect example.
Where he's eating his way in. So
you've got a herbicide that's going to land on here.
It's not actually going to...
It's not even going to bother him.
You're not going to get him anyway.
Obviously our chemistry's come a long way and we've got better products now, but they also come at a cost, and if you're only getting a 30% efficacy or control, you just not spray it all.
No, that's right. And Pete was concerned about the beneficials too.
Exactly right, and that's a huge
you put a blanket insecticide over it, it kills everything.
Yeah, exactly right. So, and it's the same in our winter crop, same principle.
Yeah.
You just got to, that's why we've got our thresholds, our economic thresholds, and then all our other factors we add up as well to make that final decision.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
But yeah, we've started watering again, obviously, John.
Yeah, we're sort of halfway through again. We started this, yesterday morning.
Yeah.
So, we're not up to the bay with the probe in it yet, so.
Yeah.
But we're about 5 hours. It's running over it pretty quick. We're about 5 hours a bay, so. Yeah.
But yeah, from here we'll just talk to the rep and, yeah, ask him nicely.
Yeah, I'll give him a ring when we get back and go from there and just see what he says. Well, happy days. So we've finished with Miranda, which is good. It's really good of her to do that because she could say bugger off, but it, yeah, as I sort of said, I'm still learning and you guys are obviously learning, so it's good to get a bit of an explanation on what's going on and how it all works. So yeah, no, appreciate that a fair bit. As I've said earlier, if we can get Peter's the corn guru, so if we can get him, pin him down one day, yeah, we'll try and stick the camera in front of his face and yeah, get a bit out of him too. So just back down, I've already put 1 tank of fuel through the recycle pump, so I'll just get it going again. Watering seems to be going alright, and yeah, it's all ticking along not too bad. It's pretty windy today, or reasonably windy today, that you would have picked up by now on the microphone, and yeah, sort of 30 degrees. It is cooler than yesterday, but yeah, as we mentioned, we were talking, the nights are getting pretty cool still, like you're back to 12 or 13 degrees and having to pull the doona up, so which is a bit odd when you get a warm day but then you get the cool night. It's good sleeping weather, but yeah, just got to be mindful of what's going to happen with these summer crops. I think they'll be alright, just with we've got the water as high as we can get it, so in the rice, and yeah, it won't worry the corn too much, but yeah, we just need to chase up what's going on with this double cob and see whether we can get a bit of an answer for it. We've come out to Yard sheep. Had to go to a meeting in town and got held up, so we're sort of racing the daylight a little bit, but yeah, we've nearly got them in, and then we'll duck home and get the ones in at home. Hopefully it should be happy days with a bit of luck. About a bit over 700 in this mob. It's sort of 2 mobs together. Yeah, we just sort of boxed them together after joining, just to block the stubbles out a little bit more, so we're all in pretty good nick. I did see one that was actually fly struck, so the fly treatment might be starting to, preventative might be starting to wear off a bit, so yeah, we'll get her and we'll catch her in the morning and put some stuff on her and she should be right. So yeah, hopefully Joe, who's coming to do the scanning, he's a pretty quiet fella, so hopefully might be able to get him just to explain what goes on with the scanning process and the little screen and how they do it. So it is interesting if you haven't seen it before. So it's interesting if you have seen it before and how it all works. So yeah, get these ladies in. Buzz! Sit down. Get out! Camera's showing it pretty well. It is actually darker than. Just worn the window down, the tinted windows. It is actually darker than what the camera's telling you. So yeah, one's out the back running alright. Just get these ones in here. Got lights on the shed, so get a bit of a lead in here. We'll bring them in behind the house, and they should go in alright. But yeah, not ideal. But anyway, I have got sheep in when it's been darker. So these dish lickers on the job here in a minute. And get them in. We should be alright. Back. Go back. Steady. 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 Same again, it's about 700 here in this mob. Yeah, the yards will be reasonably full once we get them all in. But sort of light's a bit of a guide. With a bit of luck, they'll yeah, won't run in there without too much trouble at all. Get in there. Hup, hup. Go on. All done. Yeah. Running pretty well once we got them to start. So, yeah, we'll get into it in the morning. So yeah, well, this will be the end of this and this one. And yeah, hopefully we can get a bit of scanning on the next video. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.